Hello and welcome. I'm Loquid, you are you, and this is Stellaris modded out. However, we are now on patch 1.2 Asimov, as you can see on screen here. And 1.2 is freaking huge. Let me just say it's like a whole new game. I have not played anything of it yet. I just started the game up to do my recording, and bam, 1.2. I always check my mods before I launch to see if anything is broken or if anything has been patched. And it showed all my mods were out of date. So 1.2 mods might take a little while. Heck, not even all of the ones we're using weren't even patched up for 1.1. So the basics of 1.2 are that they improved the diplomacy by removing embassies and replacing it with trust. We'll take a look at that. Borders are now open to everyone by default. Diplomatic incidents added to enrich game content. New war goals added and new defensive pact options. Improved visuals. Solar system received new backgrounds, new behavior improved. Fleet behavior improved for better looking space battles. 3 new map modes and increased support for mods to make new ones you want without affecting the checksum. Nice. And miscellaneous. Numerous changes to various ethics, several changes to many government types. Sectors should now build and appropriately handle special buildings. Revoked slave factions and endgame crisis boost. So that's like the tip of the iceberg bits of the patch. Here is the actual patch notes. So much stuff. Features important added: defensive pact, non-aggression pact, remove embassies. Federations now vote on wars and new members. Federation members now give 20% of their naval capacity to the Federation, which makes the Federation naval capacity. Federation fleets no longer cost maintenance, but cannot exceed the Federation naval capacity in size. You can now kick Alliance and Federation members with a majority vote. Sending a favorable trade deal, such as a gift, will now increase the opinion of the other empire by up to 100%. Thank you for putting that in. That's fantastic. You now see the war philosophy policy. This policy determines what type of war goals you can use. Removed war economy policy. Oh, that's a bummer. Colonizing planets and buildings frontier outposts now consist cost influence based on the distance to your closest owned system. Borders are now open to everyone by default, but can be closed through a diplomatic action. Empires will close borders to rivals by default, and fallen empires will never open borders. Happiness is now a linear modifier, with levels above 50% giving bonuses and levels below 50% negative penalties. All ship weapons had their range doubled. Ooh, interesting. Added diplomatic opinion and AI war attitude map modes. Map modes are easily moddable and can be added through mods, but it will affect the checksum. Ooh, really? So that's what those buttons are. Very nice. So attitude map mode. Very nice, very nice. So they're looks like they're neutral. Yeah, they're neutral towards us. Maybe? Nope, they hate us. So why is that beige instead of something else? Opinion. Okay. AI attitude. Okay, so that's the AI's attitude. Okay. Interesting. And then attitude towards us map. Everybody hates us. But we knew that, right? Diplomatic map mode. Those are people who we don't have any alliances with. We're at war with them. We are vassaling them, and these guys, I'm not sure what the orange would mean. And then the basic map mode. Okay, fantastic. Thank you for adding that, Paradox. That's fantastic. Where was that? Okay, core planet is now core systems instead. This means you can colonize multiple planets in the same system without affecting the soft cap. Populations receive a negative 10% happiness penalty while the Empire is in an offensive war. Generals, ship designs with excessive power gain a small bonus to damage, speed, and evasion. Nice. Grand Admiral achievement now requires a combined fleet power of 100,000 instead of having the 100,000 damage in a ship combat. Interesting. Alliances and Federation can now vote to kick members. For the vote to be successful, 50% of members plus 1 need to vote yes. So 3 members in an alliance of 4, for example. Ship combat computers behavior has been changed. Aggressive behavior is now called swarm behavior, and defensive behavior is now called bombardment behavior. As added visitor center building and associated technology that is available to xenophiles. Added symbol of unity building with an associated technology that is available to spiritualist empires. Can I? No, I cannot. I cannot zoom that in. Added fleet merging has been improved and should prioritize certain fleets better. Okay, fantastic. Spaceports can now be dismantled. That's amazing. Natural beauty planet modifier effect on habitability removed. Instead, the modifier now affects planet migration attraction by 25%. Taking a tributary now makes you guarantee their independence for 10 years without cost. Migration time was changed into migration speed. Base ethics divergence has been changed, and capital buildings have been adjusted accordingly. It is no longer possible to avoid ethics divergence by not working the reassembled ship shelter. Oh, okay. Added regulated slavery policy. Added regulated xenoslavery policy. Only collectivists can now enslave their own species. That's interesting. Civilian ship designs are updated with shields and armor technologies. Fantastic. Don't have to do that on your manual anymore. Frontier outposts are destroyed in if the last owned planet in a system changes over through war. Strikecraft attack and movement pattern was charged to be more swarm-like. It's probably supposed to be changed, but it says charged. Strikecraft ship cannot increase from 4 to 8, and count has been increased from 4 to 8, and damage has been rescaled accordingly. Galactic Ambitions technology no longer provides survey data for empires you have contacted. New traits. Added fleeting trait that induces lifespan by negative 15, and deviance trait that increases divergence by 15%. New war goals, make tributary. You can now take tributaries in war. Tributaries are a type of subject that pay 20% of their NG credits and minerals income to their overlord, but do not join their overlord's wars and are free to declare their own wars and colonize planets. Interesting. Abandoned planets. So that's something that the fallen empires can tell us to do. If your policies allow purging, you can force an enemy to abandon a planet, killing all pops on that planet in the process. Humiliate. Something we have access to now, but that was because of a mod. You can humiliate enemy empires, making them suffer a negative modifier for a time. Open borders and stop atrocities. New space nomads. That is interesting. Nomads have been completely reworked and expanding for the mid-game. This non-player faction travels from one end of the galaxy to the other, encountering empires and triggering events. I could have swore I've seen this in somebody's gameplay. I think it might have been Quillate Teens at one point, a long time ago, and I was kind of wondering why we hadn't encountered them. I guess they were taken out for some reason. New diplomatic incidents. Certain actions and circumstances can now cause diplomatic incidents between empires in the mid-game. New slave factions. Okay, remove the old one. Added the docile slaves. Mild support ethics. Lots of slave stuff there. Tons and tons of balance stuff. So you've got your general balance. Base happiness reduced from 60 to 50. All pops now have their war happiness of negative 10%. Emergency FDL cooldown increased from 12 to 30 days. Ouch! Ouch, ouch, ouch. That's kind of a bad nerf. If anything, it should be reduced from like 12 to 5 or something like that. Habitability of planet classes. 2 steps removed from your species' primary type increases from 20 to 40. Ouch. Reduced chance of post-combat admiral events by a factor of 5. Leaders will no longer gain any additional traits from leveling up if they have 3 or more. Newly spawned pops are now more likely to take their ethics from pops on the same species. Fantastic. The Ruler's Savior modifier duration from the ransom years event has been reduced from 100 years to 5 years. That's huge. The Grand Design modifier from Void Unclouded event is no longer permanent and now gives a 10% happiness for 20 years. Okay, Propaganda Edict can now be used by everyone. Fanatic collectivists were previously prevented from using it. Material deficient effect increased from 33 to 50% and now also affects research speed. Ow. Energy credits deficit increased from negative 33 to negative 50% and now also affects robot output by 50%. Comet-sided event effect on happiness reduced from positive and negative 15 to positive and negative 10%. Migration treaties no longer affect pop happiness. Blah. Migration treaties no longer affect pop happiness. I just read that. Xenophilia effects on happiness reduced by 75%. Ay, that's huge. Frontier outpost mineral costs increased from 100 to 200. That's huge too. But then again, at the end game, like we're at now, we need something to spend our minerals on, right? Migration treaties no longer. Yeah, I read that already. Frontier, read that. Frontier outpost maintenance cost increased from 2 to 3. Ouch. Ethics in general. Fanatic versions are now 3 times as strong as non-fanatic ethics. Wow, that's huge. That is huge. Energy credits output reduced from 20 to 15% for fanatic individualist. I'm not going to read all of these. These are the just generic ethics things and the races that get bonuses. Obviously, if you have the game, you can look at these as you make a new race. There's a lot. Components. Again, I'm not going to read this stuff as well. So you got traits as well. Modifiers. Youthful elite modifier effect on leader lifespan reduced from 25 to 10 years. Youthful people modifier effect on happiness reduced from 5 to 3. Natural beauty planet modifier reduced from 15 to 5. Components. Increase the engagement range of Strikecraft from 80 to 120. Oh, that is huge. Strikecraft rebuild speed improved from 1 per month to 4 per month. Again, huge. All laser weapons have had their armor penetration reduced from 50 to 33%. Hey. Plasma weapons have their armor penetration reduced from 100 to 75%. Most projectile weapons now deal 15% damage versus shields. Crystal forged plating effect on hull points reduced by 25%. I've never seen that one before. Interesting. Small red laser increased from 82 to 90% accuracy, medium 80 to 85%, large 75 to 80%, and damage increased from 41 to 43. Blue lasers reduced damage from 12 to 11, increased accuracy from 82 to 90. Accuracy on the medium is from 80 to 85. Large accuracy 75 to 80. Increased damage by 1 point. UV lasers, very similar. Nerfs and props. X-ray lasers also very similar, and penalties and props. Gamma lasers, particle lance, tachyon lance. Missiles were also, looks like they were buffed, but barely, so barely from, so large from 55 to 57, fusion. Antimatter from 33 to 40, large from 62 to 65, quantum medium from 37 to 39, large quantum from 68 to 72, medium marauder 24 to 25, large marauder from 48 to 50 to 50 to 83. Okay, so the damage, that's a range damage. Okay, got it. Sentinel point defense, accuracy reduced by 20%. Barrier point defense reduced by 10%. Sentinel damage increased from 8 to 10, as well as barrier. Guardian range increased. Sorry, those are ranges, not damages. From 8 to 10. Resources. Double the spawn rate of Garanthium ore, Letheric gas, Engos vapor, Teldra crystals, Pytharian dust, Aurelium ore, and Satramine gas. Endgame Crisis fleets now significantly tougher. Endgame Crisis now occur later on average, with the earliest appearance of the Praetorian Scourge and Unbidden being delayed by at least 50 years as compared to 1.1. That would be version 1.1. So instead of, like, say, I think it was, 2200 or 2300, they'll be at minimum of 50 years later. Extra-dimensional invaders will now reinforce more aggressively. Extra-dimensional invaders portal has had its base hull points tripled. Democratic governments have had their election terms increased to 10 years. Military republics got some stuff there. Ship upkeep effect removed. War happiness effect removed. Army upkeep increased by 10%. New army damage increased by 10%. Station build reduced by 15. Military station damage increased by 10%. Military democracy. I'm not going to read these again. If you have the game, you can read them. If not, don't know what to tell you. My throat's kind of getting dry. It's a lot of talking. Lots of government types here. I mean, a lot of government types here. Technology. Databank uplinks base cost reduced from 900 to 240. That's huge. Improved data link uplinks base cost reduced from 1800 to 900, cut in half. Specialized combat computers base cost reduced from 480 to 360. Extended computer algorithms base reduced from 15 to 1200. AI controlled colony ship base cost reduced from 1200 to 900. Self-aware colony ship base cost reduced from 1800 to 1500. Self-aware logic base cost reduced from 1200 to 900. Units colony ship mineral cost now depends on components and is no longer static. Private colony ship now costs 50% of colony ship, but in energy credits. Private colony ship cost now depends on components and is no longer static. Okay, war. So there's a lot of miscellaneous AI improvements here, as well as sector and diplomacy, endgame crisis, user interface. Lots of user interface stuff here. So Alt-B now brings up the browser. There's a lot of modding stuff that was changed as well, so it might take the modders a bit longer or less time to get their mods back out. Performance, this is the one section I'm sure everybody wants to know about. Fixed a stall that could happen with large sectors. Improved performance in Factions View. Improved performance in Fleet View. Sector AI monthly updates. And minor improvements in AI calculations. That's all the performance they did. And they also fixed a lot of bugs. I mean, they squashed a lot of bugs. Graphics. The galaxy background used in solar system now change depending on the type of star and position in the galaxy. Aura effects should now be slightly smaller and less intrusive, and fixed an issue where a gun would float next to the anthropoid Hope Breaker Destroyer section. Fixed an issue where mammalian portraits would have black square eyes, and fixed an issue where an avian portrait didn't have eyes. So all in all, 1.2 is truly huge. I dare say it's probably twice as big as 1.1 was. And 1.1 changed the game drastically. So I'm curious to see just how the game will play out from here on out. And as you can see, from our galaxy view now, our credits are now still maxed at 5,000. Nothing changed with minerals. Nothing changed with influence. Doesn't look like anything changed with research. However, our sectors are down to 5, and that is because we lost our mods. If we come in here, it doesn't look like we've lost anything in our government. War philosophy. Yep, we would need to set something like that. Demographics, that's still there. Empire, this is still here. Okay, that's the ring world. What about a Baron? Show me a Baron world. There we go. Okay, so the game still lets us colonize Barons, so that one is working. Leaders. Okay, we still have our 16 leaders. Factions. We still have all the factions. So there's that. We still have all of our contacts. Nothing really changed there. Ship designer. See what this does. Okay, it still gets rid of this guy here. Ooh, that guy's broke. He's at -5 power. But we're not going to play this game right now because of the fact that our sector control, our personal sector controlling, is broken. And if we come in here to Kalmar, Spaceport, the Grand Shipyard, looks like it's still working, so that's fantastic. Let's see. Yeah, so that looks like that's pretty much it. We've just got some mobs that are broken. We need to wait for them to repopulate before we can continue with the Kalmar Confederacy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back out of the game, and I'm going to start a new recording, and we're going to start a brand new vanilla 1.2 game just to experience the new changes and the new hardships that we will experience along the path. So if you like 1.2, hit that thumbs up button. If you dislike it, feel free to hit that thumbs down button and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking about 1.2. What are some of the things that I said and maybe even you've read? If you go to what's this website or page here? Just go to Paradox Forums. Like if you go to Paradox Interactive, let's go home. So you go to the home page, right? Forums. Oh, come on, pop down. You should be able to find Stellaris here. Fun. Non-English. Games. Okay, so there's on the main page here, you've got Stellaris right there. It won't click though. It won't click. So there we go. Stellaris right there. Click on Stellaris. And then the 1.2 patch is right there. And it was released, let's see here, so June 27th at 3:15 or 3:17 Eastern Standard Time. That's how you get to it if you would like to see it yourself and you would like to read every little bit that I did not read. You just click the spoiler changelog there and it will expand that. But yeah, let me know what you think down below of the new patch. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. We've got some new additions, we got some nerfs, we got some buffs. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. So until next time, folks, I'm Loquid, you are you, and this has been Stellaris 1.2 Update. Y'all have a fantastic, wonderful day. And look at that new beautiful background. That is gorgeous. Peace out.